Hey, how's it going? My name's Vincent Gillete. Just got top 8 at the ARG Open in Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth. I was playing Dragunity Rulers. Here's my list. Triple Ducks, standard combo maker. Every Ducks turns into a level 8. I chose to play 3 Phalanx. I was playing triple cards of Constance. I'm playing 3 Phalanx. I'm also playing 1 Flame Veil Guard. And so I just want to maximize on all my draw power. I played double Mistallion. I know Patrick Hogan played 1. There's tons of really good combos you can do with this. With double Mistallion and Ducks, you can end the field with a Photon Strike Bouncer, a Stardust Dragon, and a 2800 Redum, which is exactly 8k. It's pretty good. Late game, you can just summon a Dragunity, send it away for Mistallion when, once you run out of your Ducks to keep making level 8s. Played triple Tempest. It's the most important Dragon Ruler. You actually almost never summon it. You're always banishing it to get a Phalanx or to get a Mistallion. You have to send it with Ravine if you really want to see it. Triple Blaster. Along with the Triple Blaster, I was also playing 1 Flame Veil Guard. Just max with 2800, huge body. The destruction effect's really good. I was constantly pitching it for destroying all day long. I only played 2 Redox. It was the worst mistake of the entire tournament. My friend told me to try it out. He said he didn't like 3. I wasn't able to test too much with the deck. All day long I was banishing it for 7-star swords just to draw a second one, and it just put me behind. I would 100% play the third one. I played 1 Zephyros along with the 2 Mistallions. With the Zephyros is how you end that board with the Photon Strike Bouncer, Redum, and Stardust. It can definitely be cut, and it probably will after the tournament. And 1 Redum. It cannot be cut. At first I used to think that I was terrible drawing it, but as I tested it a little bit more before the tournament, and as I kept drawing it during the tournament, it was just stellar. Like, so many plays. Looping Scrap Dragon was really important. For spells, it is triple cards and consonants. As I said, I wanted to max on my draw power. At worst, you can pitch it with Ravine. I never really felt like it was dead. If I had a dead hand, it wasn't because I had that extra cards of confidence. Triple Sword. It's all about the draw power. I definitely wish I was playing the 9 Dragons to really support it, but it worked out. It worked well. Triple Ravine, standard. Double Terraforming. I didn't have the space for the third one, and I felt like I was drawing Terraforming Ravines too much. I was just pitching Terraforming for Ravine. It's just counterproductive to what I wanted. 1 Book of Moon. In my opinion, it's one of the best defensive cards right now. It does everything you want. You can run over monsters with Crimson Blade a turn after, protect Stardust, really stellar. 1 Gold Sarcophagus, searches any dragon. I used it a lot to actually start going to sideboard cards and just play defensively until I got into them. I did it game 2 in my top 8 match. The only game I won, first burn. So for traps, it is triple Reckless Greed. It's probably the only thing I actually took this and Trap Zone from Patrick Hogan. It's just amazing. Advances your game state. If you resolve one, as long as you don't draw like just dead cards, you're gonna win. Double Vanities. It's probably the second best trap card in the format right now. You flip up your Vanities and you're just gonna completely win the game from there. Like, they have to work so much to get around it, and if you have any of the defensive cards. Return from the Different Dimension, the best trap card of the format. I actually only seen it twice. One time I activated it, blew out my round 6, and then Burst Burn in top 8. I drew it opening hand. I just pitched it for Ravine. So Trap's done. I seen Hogan played it. I tested it out. As I said, I didn't test too much with it, but it was really good. I really wish I drew it Burst Burn, but it didn't happen. And then the best trap card I was playing all weekend long was Double Wobaku. Me and my friend were really searching for a card that allowed us to protect, like, if we have to make a Stardust or if our Ducks play gets max seed. And we really just wanted to find a card that was gonna protect our monsters, not make us get Crimson Bladed. Every single game that we lost when we were playtesting was just from Crimson Blading after opponent max sees you. with this, you can just go guided, give them a +1, you search your ducks, as long as you have another card to discard, or you can send the Zephyros. They go, make Crimson Blade, or try to run it over, you flip a Wabuko, and you just can complete control after that. And there's some other interactions, like summoning a Crimson Blader and crashing if you want to use it offensively. The extra deck was 1 Stardust Dragon. I mean, it's standard. I was originally playtesting too, but I ended up not making it as much. It's not as good as, like, I think it's Stardust Spark Dragon now, or whatever it's called. Once that comes out, I might replace the Stardust for that. Double Crimson Blader. I mean, it was perfect. Like, nobody really expected it. I was dropping 2 all the time, putting my opponents in terrible positions, locking them up. 1 Colossal. And it performed well, like, running, crashing with your Bladers, taking your opponent's Bladers. It didn't come up too much. Most of my Dragon matchups were pretty one-sided, one way or the other. I wasn't making Colossal too much and crashing into anything. Scrap Dragon was... I really didn't expect to be making it as much as I did, but I was constantly making it the weekend. I made it versus Burn. I misplayed really bad, and if I played it correctly, I definitely would have won that matchup. But it's stellar. You can loop it with red 3 Dragunity Knight Variana. Some people only play 2. There's no reason to play 2. Like, every time you make it, it fuels your graveyard for the Dragon Rulers. Combos off. Most people don't even read it, don't realize it has a second effect that allows it to double its attack. And I was OTKing right through Max C's all day with it. Guide Urge, I continued to play it. It was the only card I really wanted to go into if I got Max C'd. It just allows me to search for my ducks. I don't want to be dependent on Ravine, because Ravine was... You're just playing Fieldspell Wars, and we're really dependent on Ravine, and this alleviates it sometimes. It was really good if I had Wabuko too. For Exceeds, it's 1 Dracosack. I actually summoned Dracosack the least amount out of all my Exceeds. Most of the time when I summoned it, I was just tributing it off right away just to destroy a problem card. I mean, it can't be cut, but I actually just did not make it out of all that weekend. Big Eye, I made Big Eye, out of all the rank 7s, I made Big Eye at least once a set. Just really turned the tides of everything. My top 16 match, my opponent mix plays, he should have made a Crimson Blader versus me, and ends up doesn't. And so I just make a Big Eye and just take his Star Eater, and he just loses from there. Like, it's really strong. In my opinion, it's the best rank 7 that we can be playing right now. 1 Gaia. I didn't make it with Dragon Rulers at all. I only overlaid it from a Tum, and every time I overlaid it, it was just the banish to summon my Redum that was in my hand, and just so I had another dragon in the grave. 1 Edom. I summoned it a decent amount, not as much as I thought I would, since I was playing Double Stallion, but I ended up, those Max D's are around everywhere. Most of the time when I summoned it, I actually didn't even summon Redum. I would just summon a dragon, and I'd have to banish it for the Redum in my hand. I actually always drew Redum when I decided to summon this card. But I mean, you need it for your combo, and you need it for the combo that ends with 8k on board. I played 2 other rank 6s. One is M7. This is... I really did not like M7 at all. I really didn't want to play it. My friend convinced me to play it. Its effect's really good. You detach 1, send 1 from field or graveyard back to the hand. I only summoned it once, but I mean, it allows you to OTK through problem cards that are on the field. And then Photon Strike Bouncer. This and Autumn were the only 2 rank 6s that I wanted to play. You end the board with 2700 that can negate, a Stardust which can negate any destruction, and 2800. There's really nothing you can do. I summoned it versus top 16. Baited, they summoned a Breeze Dragon and negated it, putting me at 7k. Like, it performed really well every time I summoned it. I summoned it versus Evil Swarm when their only out was Bahamut. Performed perfectly fine. I would probably never cut it because I'm playing Double Stallion. Sideboard was Double Max C. I don't know how I feel about it. At first I was siding in versus the Dragon Ruler matchup. I ended up just siding in versus Dragunities. I feel that my friend was way too worried and prepared the sideboard, and it We just over prepared for it because we didn't practice enough. Double electric virus. This was actually not for the mirror or for Dragon Rulers. This was primarily for Evil Swarm. He decided to go ahead and play Terminus. I was just playing Virus, and I was just pretty much taking their Ophi and sacking it from Italian. I sided in versus the mirror, and I sided in versus Dragon Rulers, but I thought that wasn't needed. But as far as versus Evil Swarm, I did side it in. I never seen it, so I really can't tell if it was too effective. One effect failure. I was originally playing 2 effect failure, but when we got there, we seen that Paul Cooper had like 10 of his friends, and they were all playing Heretics. And so I went from 2 effect failures and then to the 1 effect failure, and I put it into 1 Swift. While I was playing Wabuko, if I max C them, Wabuko's not going to help me if I draw it. I want to draw the Swift. So I just elected to play the 1 Swift. Triple XYZ Encore. This is honestly the only card I really feel we need versus Evil Swarm. I don't think that we need anything else. I think that we oversided, could add way better slots available. I mean, you know, you just resolve it and you'll just win right after that. As long as you put dragons on board, you'll just win. Mystical Space Typhoon. I mean, I really wanted to play 3. I couldn't fit them in. And I figured that instead of playing 5 3-ofs, I decided to play the 7 2-ofs and the 3 XYZ Encores, which was my original plan. Just because I had so much draw power. I never saw out of the draw power, and I just want to see that like one of each card that I side in. 2 Decree. Any backer heavy deck, like as I said, I didn't have too much testing. I know a lot of people said that you don't need Decree. I was a little afraid of burn. Not so much to side up Blackwing Dragon, but I definitely wanted something. So I sided in the Decrees. I sided in versus Evil Swarm. I only played Evil Swarm 1 round, and it didn't show up, so it didn't impact it at all. But as of right now, I couldn't see myself cutting it. But I do understand everybody's point on like why it's not as good. And then 2 anti-spell fragrances. I had nothing to side versus spellbooks. All I had was Veilers. I didn't know if it was good enough. I wish I could have sided DNA surgeries, but we're not able to because of the specific requirements of Variana. So I ended up just siding anti-spell fragrance, and I played versus 2 spellbooks. I didn't see it at all in either of the 2 sets. So I had no clue if it was good or not. As I said, I wasn't as prepared for this tournament as I'd like to be. But I just went with what cards I thought were really good. And then I'll show you the Mestallion combo where you can end with the 8 cannon board. So what you'll need is 2 Mestallions, a Phalanx, and 1 Dux. So the Phalanx will be engraved. You summon Dux, equip Phalanx, attempt to special, you send it from Mestallion, Mestallion effect, equip, special, send, Mestallion, equip, special. And then you synchro these 2. And instead of synchroing Variana, you sync Guide Urge. And then you activate Guide Urge effect to send Zephyros. So this will be your board. After that, you overlay Guide Urge into Mestallion into Autumn. Item effect, detach Guide Urge to search for Red Eyes. Red Eyes effect activates. You special summon Phalanx. And then you activate Zephyros effect, bouncing Redum, summon that. You overlay Autumn into Gaia Charger. And then you banish Gaia Charger for Redum. These 2 sync. Grab Variana. Variana effect activates. Equipping, specialing. Red Eyes effect activates. Bring out Guide Urge. You activate Guide Urge effect again if you're going to search another Dux if you have a Dragunity Ruler in hand. And then you just sync these into Stardust. Overlay these into Bouncer. It's pretty simple once you know the combo. It's nothing too crazy, but it puts 8 cannon board. They have to commit a lot to, to beat over everything. It's really good at you're afraid your opponent will have like a set fossil down there or something. If you don't know what you're playing versus, like Morphling Jar, all that stuff, it's really good against. I mean, if you're gonna play multiple stallions, definitely want to play at least Bouncer, if not Bouncer and M7. Alright, so that's the profile. Thank you very much. Have a good one now.